So this is day 3 and Solfrid world champion, European champion, just turned up, 87 kilo lifter. And she just snatched, and we kind of knew she was going to go heavy. The whole Norwegian team, who are looking great right now, all started working up heavy. You can kind of tell when they're warming up for so long. 93, 100, 105, 110, and then 114. Now considering I think she won the European Championships last year, maybe with 110. And then she moved up a little bit at Worlds, recently she did 115 in comp. To hit 114 kilos in the training hall shows that clearly in her mind she's thinking she's got more there. And she looks like she does. There's a little bit of drop when she catches that 114. So she looks great. We also had Ein Anderson, who is doing some pulls right now with the Weightlifting House Elite straps. We'll put a link to that down below. I want to say she snatched up to 93 kilos, something like that. She's moved up to the 64 kilo category from the 59s, and you know, they're all going to work up in the clean jerk. I got to head to the competition because it's the women's 45s and 49A sessions. I got to go commentate on those. But by the time you're watching this, it's a few days in advance, so get your tickets now, tv.weightliftinghouse.com. So a little roundup for you of some of the bigger sessions that we saw over the last couple of days now. We're going to kick things off with Lasha turning up for his first session. Now we kind of knew he was in good shape. Turns out he was in significantly better shape than even we thought. Obviously the day before you'd seen Lalian muscle snatch 140, Lasha just turned up, and in a bit of a complex he worked up to 150 kilos. He did 140 like nothing, and that used to be the most he'd ever do. I've only seen him do 150 now twice, and this is easily the quickest of those two, so really exciting stuff for his upcoming battle. And then Team Italy turned up. Unfortunately, we were able to give Nino finally his Nino t-shirts, which he wanted, so that's cool. His 217, which you can get at weightliftinghouse.com. And he built up in the clean and jerk all the way up to 200 kilos, which is, you know, that's bang on 90% basically, assuming he's done right around that 220 mark. 217 he's done in competition, and he looked good. I mean, the clean was fine. Like, it didn't blow me away, but it looked strong. But the jerk was a thing that I thought looked particularly impressive. Went overhead, you know, super easy. That's great from him. And then I think we saw a few of the other Italians, Mr. Dino, maybe worked up to the 120 mark, something like that. But Dino's looking good. And also, we've not yet seen Carlos. I think he's literally about to walk in the next few minutes in this session, so we will see what kind of shape he's in as well. Presumably good, but looking forward to filming him go a little bit heavier today. start of the next day. Training hall is pretty empty, so a lot of the media people are just getting in a quick workout before everybody turns out. I do want to take this moment to just mention the new Weightlifting House socks, which we've been working on for a while, which a lot of you want, have just dropped. I'm wearing mine now. So right now on the USA store, UK store, Europe store, you can go and get yourselves a pair. They are limited. We may bring them back at some point, but as of now they're limited, so go get yours now if you want some. We're going to hand a bunch out to athletes over the sort of next few hours. Same with some of the house straps. We've got the black and the blue we're going to hand out. But don't forget, later today, when you're watching this, it's going to be the men's 67s and the women's 59s, which means Nino Sturks versus Connor Top versus Magistris. That's a big session on the women's side, so make sure you get your ticket now, tv.weightliftinghouse.com. I'm going to get back to my training. Then the start of the next day, we saw Team GB turn up. Now, none of them went particularly heavy because a lot of them are competing. I mean, we have Jess Gordon-Brown who's going to compete right now in the women's 59s, being attacked by a fly. Zoe Smith, you know, is now arrived. We saw her lifting. Sarah Davies, Chris Murray. So good to see Team GB. And then finally we got to see a little bit from Team France. So Marie Fegue, the 76, the reigning European champion, looking very strong. She snatched up to 110 kilos. She did that classic thing she does, which puts the 2.5s inside all of the plates, just on the sleeves of the bar. Works up to 110, looking very snappy. Then built up in the clean and jerk, 130, 135. We assumed that would be it, and then 140 kilos, which massive for a 76 to be doing in the training hall. And then we got to see our Turkish boys come in. So that's Yusuf Genç, who is moving up to the 73s. He's actually my pick for the winning lift in the 73s. And then Mohamed Ozbek, who is the reigning European champion, their teammates. Both of them now 73s. Mohamed worked up to 135 in the snatch, Yusuf up to 140. And then in the clean jerk, I think they both did 170 kilos. And both of them looking very strong. I spoke to Mohamed. He said that his wrist is causing him a little bit of an issue. But you know, Yusuf looks to be in great shape. I think he's going to be clean jerking over 190 kilos. I think he's going to smash that 73 kilo category. So very excited for that. And then the final thing was Lasha turned up, and I was at the competition venue, Nick was here filming, and I was there with George Estenizzi, Lasha's coach. So when Lasha turned up here, I messaged Nick and I said, don't worry, he's not going to go heavy because he's not going to do that without Georgie. So in the end, Georgie coached, came back here for about an hour and a half, Lasha went heavy, then he went back to the competition, did some more coaching, and Georgia came away with a few medals yesterday, which is cool. But Lasha actually looked great. He snatched all the way up to 210 kilos, which is just massive. You know, back in 2019 when I first filmed him, that was the most he did in the training hall, and then we saw him snatch 220. Recently he's gone up to 215, but yesterday his 210 looked significantly nicer than the 210 that he did at the World Championships, and way nicer than, I think it was a 211 that he did at the European Championships. So he's without a doubt in better shape. And then the thing that's the real giveaway for Lasha is what he clean and jerks. If he clean jerks 240, that's when he's not feeling as good. 45 is one thing, but 250 is yeah, it's enormous. It's a ginormous lift for him to do in a training hall. So what did he do? 450 total? 460, sorry. It's huge, and he did it with a couple of lifts. So Lasha is in phenomenal shape. Yeah, and I think that's vlog 2. Don't forget to go and grab your Weightlifting House socks. We've been handing them out to a lot of people, and yeah, they're great. So go grab them while they last.